Yes, sir. What up, everybody? It's your girl Ray, and today we're going to talk about the Air Max 1 Big Bubbles. Now, I know this video is a little bit late because I definitely did hit on the stock drop, so I had this early, and it was an accidental purchase because I was trying to help a friend out, but I forgot to change the size, so it ended up becoming a personal. I'm still on the edge of whether or not I'm going to keep these or not, but I do have these in hand. But I do want to talk about Air Max Day. Now, I feel like Air Max Day was kind of whack this year. Granted, I know a lot of boutique stores kind of stepped it up and did their own thing and had like a little festival and stuff for the shoes, for the day, etc., etc. And I feel like sneakers kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. Granted, it was on a Sunday, so that definitely takes into account because Sunday sneakers or Nike in general doesn't really do anything on Sundays. So that's not necessarily their fault that Air Max Day just happened to be on a Sunday. And I know they did a live on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, where they were talking with Tinker and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I feel like they could have done more for Air Max Day. Also, even with the Air Max lineup, I feel like there wasn't that much Air Maxes that were released for Air Max Day or for Air Max month. So I feel like a lot more could have been released. Granted, I pretty much picked up almost every Air Max that released this month, except for maybe 3. And by Air Max, I mean like Air Max 1, Air Max 90, because those are really the only 2 shoes that I gravitate towards, as well as the 97. But they didn't release any 97s, not to my knowledge. I did pick up an all white pair, but that's not anything crazy. That's just something that they release every single year. But anyway, onto the shoe. Those are just my thoughts. I thought Air Max Day was kind of whack. I feel like they could have did more, but nonetheless, onto the review. Now I'm gonna do the shoe first and the box last. So bang, here is the shoe. Tell me how y'all feel just off rip by looking at the shoe. How does the shape feel to you? How does it make you feel? Do you like the shape? Do you think it's something different? Or do you want them to do more colorways with this big bubble? Let me know down below. I'm curious to know about that. Now, I don't have the 2017 version or any other regular pair of these shoes. I wish I did. But that's the only reason that I'm just like wavering on whether or not I want to keep these, because I don't have any other version of these shoes. So I'm leaning more towards keeping these, but we'll see. Like, if I really don't like the shape that much, then I might return these or see if anybody locally needed a pair and, you know, just give them to them. But I'm actually going to do a little bit of B-roll in this video since I am holding a mic, so I can't really necessarily show you the shoe up close like that. But you do have this felt material all around the red and the gray on this shoe. I find it kind of cheap, but I understand that they're trying to stick to what was originally made, like the first time that they made the shoe, so I get it. You have that going all the way around. I wish it was a suede or a leather, but like I said, they're trying to stick to OG. The big bubble is actually really fairly big. The windows are ridiculous, little holes in there. I'm sure these are very comfortable just by looking at this window, which was also their marketing plan when these first came out, to let people know like, hey, look at this cushioning setup, so people can buy it. The laces are a lot thinner than your average Air Max 1. Usually they're thicker, but for these they kept them thin like how they were when they first originally released. The tongue, as you can see that red peeking through the Nike logo, showing the stitching on the inside. The size is shown right there on the collar on the inside of the shoe. I went true to size in these. You know, go whatever size you go for in Air Max 1s. It's pretty much the same sizing. You know, if you go up a half size, go ahead and just get your up a half size in these shoes. And if you go true to size, get true to size in these shoes. I don't see the difference with wearing this versus like the Pata Monarchs, which are my favorite shape. If that was this shape, ooh, we would be talking different. But nonetheless, the biggest difference on this shoe is that big bubble. Now, like I said, you see that big bubble, the big window. It's a great selling point, showing comfort. But the midsole was also altered just to make sure that this big bubble was actually functional, because when these first released, they had that big bubble, but it wasn't functional. Like, people would run in them and it was very unbalanced, like that it wasn't a comfortable, it was comfortable but it wasn't comfortable, if that makes sense. And these holes would bust open. So because of the pressure in the shoe and the fact that it was unstable, it just kind of forced that pressure out through these windows, which caused that situation to happen, making them take these off the shelves and replacing them with the new design, which is the design that I love so much, that we all love so much, that we see on a regular daily basis, that made us fall in love with Air Max 1s. Now you can see on the back, it does poke out a little bit. I'm sure that's to counter something. If you were to run into these shoes, I can see why, because it does that little heel, toe to heel arch, making running a little bit easier instead of just a bulky outsole. But the new version has that as well, just not as much as this one. Now, as you can see for the back here, it's flat, it's straight, it has a little butt on the suede, but when it comes to the actual midsole, it's just straight down. Whereas the 86 version has a flare to it, where it flares out, which is honestly better for running, but nobody really runs in Air Maxes because it's dated technology. But that's the difference. As well as the midsole, you can see this small bubble here, and then how it regularly has those lines going across. That's how we know the Air Max. That's what we love about the Air Max 1. And then this is the new version, which is old version, which is new version. However you want to say it. The big bubble version, let's just call it that, has that little flare out and these lines that cut in the middle of that big bubble. But yeah, that's the Air Max big bubbles. The box is nothing too crazy either. It really looks like something that needs to be on a Halloween shoe, in my opinion. So I'm gonna try to get some B-roll shots of the box as well. But as you have it, it kind of looks like it has a murder scene all over it. That's just what I see when I see this. Like, I don't know, Freddy Krueger, Jason, I don't know. But this box looks like a murder scene. I think it's cool that it has the little big bubble windows on the side right there. That's a nice touch. You got your regular box stuff on the bottom. And yeah, clear on the top, little Nike swoosh. And that's pretty much the whole box. Like I said, I feel like this box is more designed for a Halloween sneaker. That's just how I feel. But nonetheless, I guess it doesn't really matter. The inside paper has these little stripes on it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think it's anything too crazy. Like I said, people are obsessed about this box, which granted, it's a lot different than, you know, just a regular Air Max 1 box. Like you can see, all these red boxes back here, they all have an Air Max in them, and that's the OG Air Max. You know, those are the concepts, so those are a little bit different. But the red ones are, you know, regular Air Max general release shoes. Those are those boxes, and they decided to make them a little bit different for these shoes right here. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you ended up picking up a pair, if you're still looking for a pair. I know that they had men's and women's. I saw a lot of GS missing in some boutiques. I don't think really many people are going for GS sizes anyway. Mainly people are going for themselves or their wives or their husbands, whatever, etc. So let me know if you were able to cop. Also, let me know if you didn't like this shoe, so you just ended up passing. I know the 2017 version was better. All the past versions to me are better than these. So if you have any of the past versions, I understand why you passed on these. But I also understand if you're a huge Air Max fan, why you pick these up as well, because it does show nostalgia of that time. So, you know, that's nice to add to your collection as an Air Max collector. But anyway, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much for watching. Salute.